Hello, fellow Vault Dwellers, welcome to the Turtlecast. And first things first, yes, I know what's the next update. And unfortunately, in order to see it, to get a little bit of a sneak peek and see a demo for the update that's dropping in December, I, of course, needed to sign NDA, so I cannot tell you until 1st of October. Unfortunately. I wish I could, but I cannot. I cannot say anything about it, really, outside of the fact that I know what it is. And I cannot do any more predictions because I know. So there will be no new predictions from me about what's the December update, as I know what it is, and I will tell you all when the deadline will arrive, which is October 1st, when I will be able to talk about it. I don't know everything, so that's not the same as United States-based creators that were invited for hands-on event that were able to play the game. I was not able to play the new update, but I was able to see a demo what it is and what's included and a little bit of developers talk and Q&A. So I know a lot, but I cannot talk about it. So I need to wait. It's very hard, I know. It's very hard. I would love to tell you everything, but I cannot. How many days is it? Until, oh wow, it's almost 2 weeks. So I need to hold on almost 2 weeks, not saying anything. That's tough, but I need to do it, otherwise I will never have any opportunity to see anything early if I say anything now. So I don't want to lose any future opportunities and it could be probably even worse, yeah? If you sign NDA, that's probably even worse than just losing opportunities. So no, I cannot say anything. But I know what it is, and I'm happy that I know what it is. Now, welcome in the chat. Who's in the chat? Michael Yost, Acadian Joe, Andrea Minotti, Rascal, Spiteful Angel, Monkey Nuts, Cheese Cracker, RHPS, Oliful, Smallville, a Defiant Jack, Jesus for You, Gary Race, Visric, Prince Julius, Cookie Crisp, Jay, The Arena Sensor, Semlich, Blood, Y Radio, and more. Welcome everyone, and Crick Stolich, hello there. When is the mid-season patch? We don't know yet. There was nothing announced about mid-season patch. So nothing announced. No, I cannot give you any signs about the next. I cannot even give you opinions about next update, what I think about it. That's not allowed either. So I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you what I think about it. I cannot tell you what it is and what I think about it. Oh, and yeah, there is one new announcement from Bethesda on official Bethesda Discord that clears up the other mystery about the alien invasion. So let's open that so you can see. So that's the announcement. Fastnacht masks are going to take over invaders from beyond, starting 20 September, 5 o'clock. So that's my time, 5 o'clock. So it's exactly 24 hours from now. So it's starting tomorrow afternoon until 21st September. So this is only one day. Glowing Fastnacht mask will drop as a reward during the event. One day. So that's a really limited time. And if we go by the data mine info that was published and discussed earlier, it's supposed to be 5% chance. So not a high chance. I don't know how many people will get those glowing masks, but there will be a chance. They will be dropping. For one day only. One day only. 20 September, 5 o'clock, British summertime, until 5 o'clock next day. So starting tomorrow on Saturday. We'll be streaming then, so maybe I will get some luck with that. So that's the mystery solved about those masks and data mine information that they will be dropping. And Rascal saying that's worse than not knowing at all. I can't keep a secret. Maybe there will be more people that cannot keep a secret, but I need to. If I sign this NDA, I sign it, so I will follow it. And yeah, I think I answer all your questions from Discord first, before we talk about anything else and any more. Let's go to our Discord. There's a bunch of questions. So let's see. First, hello AT. Can you maybe do a power armor raids build that can also be used as a daily driver in the sense of vatsing smaller creatures and basically one-shotting them, and has to be with Gauss minigun, please? If I have to run 2 varieties of Gauss mini, that can also work, but I prefer one gun. So I am currently testing some variant of raid runner build with rejuvenators, as I'm human now, and full health is really compatible with raids. So since I did video about unlimited VATs, in the same time that inspired me to do a test with raid runner that would be able to use Gauss miniguns. That's one of the best guns. So that most likely coming soon if I would be happy with it. Oh, and have you tested how many cannonballs can be harvested switching to broadsider before getting rewards from raids and use it as a new ammo farm? I didn't test, but broadsider is the old ammo farm, so hopefully it still works. Also, is there any melee weapon that has actual bleeding effect like how the Hanta Civ was before they nerfed it to physical bleed? I think everything is physical bleed now. I'm not 100% sure. It's harder to test because when you go into a very high bleed territory, like very high damage, the armor matter less and less, so you see a nice numbers regardless if it's physical of actual bleed damage. So I'm not sure if any is left. Do you think using one of the damage over time weapons like the Ultraside Sword poison effect will be more effective than, let's say, the Super Sledge or Warglaive? In and out of power armor and mostly as a daily driver, heavy gunner build, I think base damage is more important in my case. What do you think? What I recommended on my melee build, I think Ship Squad Staff is the best combo for this kind of scenario. It has a good impact damage and combination of bleed and fire dot on it, which serves very well as a combo. Good damage on hit, very high, not the highest, but very high, and like one of the highest dots that in the same time fast. Like the Terror Sword is a slow dot, and Ship Squad Staff is a fast dot. So fast dot, high damage on hit, I would go for Ship Squad Staff. Prince Julius with a long one. Hi Turtle. After seeing data miners say the stat log bug is purely visual, I decided to test it for myself, and it does seem to be the case currently, and for Nerd Rage at least. Don't know about the past. The bug affects both the Pip-Boy effects and tab and the damage numbers bouncing off enemies, which you've heard before, but going off the enemy health bar, with all else being the same, the damage taken by the enemy is also the same, with or without fix applied according to the following test I did. I shot a behemoth. I wanted a tanky enemy. With a standard black powder rifle, I wanted decent damage without legendary effects. I shot the behemoth once with Nerd Rage displayed in the Pip-Boy and once without. I unequip any perk cards that add multipliers or stacks of damage. The first time I had fixed my stats and was at 5% health with Nether displayed in the Pip-Boy at 80% damage. Before the second time, I fast travel away, remove all rats, and change my loadout on the punch card machine to another build and back. When I got back for the second time, I radiated myself down to the same amount of low health as the first time, and of course Nerd Rage was not displayed in Pip-Boy. Everything else was the same. The damage numbers were different, but the behemoth took the same amount of damage on his health bar. I compared the bars from recording just to make absolutely sure, but it was pretty clear. Do you agree with the method of testing? Could you maybe retest it in a similar manner? I could retest it. Yeah, I would definitely take a look on that again. the extent of this bug, like bugs are rampant this time around. Some perkers are disabling themselves when you enter exit power armor, making it extra complicated to test stuff. But yeah, I can take a look on that again, how it is as of today. I'm pretty sure last time I was testing it was more damage with Nerd Rage, but maybe it's not. I will test again. I will try, maybe even today. And Talves is saying, I tested it too and I have the same conclusion. I was critting 1400 odd headshots on super mutants with and without stats lock. So that's not the same conclusion. Prince Julius was saying that floating damage numbers were different, but actual damage done was the same, and you are saying that your floating numbers were the same. So that's not exactly the same conclusion. Is it even more complicated? Maybe it's different on each platform. Is that possible? I will need to retest it now. So you don't really have the same conclusion. Desolate Halo. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Do you know when they are going to fix the bug for the health bar where it goes up and down repeatedly? Oh, that's another related to stat lock. So this one is definitely real. As you can see, this bar jumping and even dying and effects displaying wrong. So it's doing something for sure. Like I know the bug is doing something for sure. It is affecting as well VATS hit chance numbers. Can it be that I see a lower VATS hit chance numbers, but actually I have 95% hit chance? That's really hard to verify. And starts at higher number when you load into a ward. I usually play low health and I'm tired of having to add more rats and potentially down myself trying to get below 20% health. And even when I use a stim pack, the health bar fluctuates as if it's not sure what level of health I'm at. Any advice you have regarding this issue or information whether the devs are working on it, please let me know. So I do have information because that's a stat log bug. What you are talking about is stat log bug, and there is a workaround for it, at least temporary, that I'm doing every time I'm playing, so it's working better. I have a full video about stat log bug, and it's even a health bar on the thumbnail, so we can find it there. But basically, you need to use a loadout machine, switch back and forth, and then apply all the food that you are normally using, and make sure that you are wearing all the gear that you are normally using, and then leave the area with the machine, and it should be working fine. So that's in short. Next, I'm on Xbox. I have 2 accounts that could solo EN. I think that's the Guardian. The EN06. That's ENO. It's like missing the 6. Same build with heavy, but now I went back to my ghoul, and all of a sudden, Guardian kept killing me by the time his first Messiah hit. I tried an equipping, bullet shield, in and out of power armor. I can't figure it out. Must be some kind of a bug. Make sure when you are inside, switch the build back and forth. Use first the unbugging procedure. And if it's different power armor, keep attention to a paint. Maybe one of the paints is broken again. Like in the past, there was a situation. I'm not saying that's the case for you, but it was a situation in the past when paint on power armor was removing protection from the power armor pieces painted, including rat resistance, everything. So that was a case in the past. I don't know if any of the paints can be affected today. Hopefully it was all patched out, but that's worth to keep in mind. Trying to unpaint your power armor and go again will give you an answer if that's related to your paint or not. Next, how can you tell if you are hitting enemies' weak spot? Is every orange damage number indicating a hit on a weak spot? It's supposed to be, but it is not. Unfortunately, orange damage number is supposed to be indicator that you are hitting a weak spot, but it's not fixed for all enemies. I think protectrons are still registering yellow on head when head is a tough spot. I'm not sure about every enemy. You just need to know the weak spot, unfortunately. In most case scenario, it will be a yellow number. But there are still some enemies not fixed and showing yellow number on wrong body parts. Outside of that, you will see that you are doing way more damage. That's the weak spot. Last one. Hey Turtle, just a couple questions to ask you for my ghoul heavy gun. I got 2 perk points left in strength. Should I put the last 2 on blocker or brick wall? What's your opinion? If you are a ghoul and running with high glow, I will go for brick wall. This is such a powerful perk. Never suffers any staggers. That's powerful for me. And especially that we are talking about ghoul, full health, and so on. So you can survive any type of melee hit. Unless you are fighting with melee enemies a lot and you see that they are taking away your glow, then take blocker. But the brick wall would be my first pick. For the Gauss Mini, what's more effective, pinpointers or conductors? Depends for what. Pinpointers will be way more effective to do damage, and conductors will be way more effective at keeping you in VATS for longer. But you don't need conductors to do damage. You can spam coffee. If you are okay with spamming coffee, pinpointer will give you the best damage. If you want to avoid spamming coffee, you not only need conductors, as well you need high AP and preferably Rejuvenator's power armor or Scanner's power armor, something that will help you out. And that concludes a question section. We are going back to the YouTube chat. Oh, Jesus for you. Thank you a lot for donating 10 memberships. Appreciate that. And who do I welcome? I welcome Joe Garofalo, Isaiah Hawkins, Country 1987, Bloodwire Radio, Muddy Tears, Ellen Jang, T, Will Q, Urla75, and Numnades. Thank you very much. And Prime Sub on Twitch. Thank you, Darth Vader's mom. Thank you for joining the Turtles Army. And everyone, may the shell be with you. Thank you very much. Oh, and we do have some super chats. Thank you, Spiteful Angel, with 20 bucks, saying, Angry Turtle, that's another reason you are the GOAT. Man of your word. Oh, thank you very much, Spiteful Angel. I bet that most people would prefer if I would spill the beans, but I cannot about next update. I cannot, but appreciate that. Thank you. And Doug with 10 bucks Canadian is saying, Green Arrow build is so much fun. Thanks for that. Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy that you are having fun with that. It is indeed, yes. Arrow is surprisingly efficient with this update. Do I tend to stream on Twitch, on YouTube more? I'm from like 6 months or plus minus, I'm streaming on both. So I'm dual streaming on both. So you can watch me on Twitch or YouTube. Like all the content is currently on both. Outside of videos, there is no option for videos on Twitch, but I'm on both. If you wonder on which stream there is more people, usually there is like 4 times as many people in the chat on YouTube compared to Twitch. 3 to 4 times more people is choosing YouTube when given a free choice. I'm not forcing anyone to go with any platform. You go whichever you prefer. That just stats. That just stats. You can use whichever you prefer. Was there any article from Bethesda on Bethesda.net? Let me check that. Follow.bethesda.net. That's the official Followed page. There's something new. Community Spotlight. That was a while since they did that. We can check it out. Oh, why there is always no pictures displaying for me? How do I make pictures display? Wait a second. I will see if I can. Can I like open? If I open it in incognito window, will that display pictures on follow.com? Or is it blocked like somehow in UK? Or what's the reason for that? That there's never any pictures. Oh, I need to go into incognito they show then. Okay. I don't know why. Normally doesn't want to. But I figure it out. So let's see that. Let's see this spotlight. Here we go. Followed community spotlight, Shimo. I think that's how you read that. Not 100% sure. And that's a builder. Hey, that looks really cool. That looks awesome. Blacksmith. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It seems like it belongs here, doesn't it? I like this one. Looks like part of the world. Meet Shimo, a passionate and talented camp builder in Fallout 76. Shimo's unique approach to camp building is rooted in both personal experience and a spirit of experimentation. For Shimo, the joy of the process lies in discovering new ways to make their camp feel lived in and inviting, focusing on details that tell stories and foster community. Can you tell us a little about yourself and how you got into Fallout 76 and camp building? Hi, I'm Shimo. I'm just a regular resident who enjoys taking things slow in Fallout 76, whether it's building camps or exploring combat. I first got into Fallout 76 when I was looking for a fun game to play with friends, and we stumbled across it. I remember feeling a bit lost at first, but it was fun progressing through the initial quests together. Over time, I gradually started getting into camp building. The freedom of construction, the depth, and the attractive items all drew me in, and I quickly became hooked on the camp content. Sushi. How would you describe your camp building style or aesthetic? It's hard to sum up in just one word, but I aim to create camps that feel realistic, places where you can imagine the daily life of the residents and their personalities. Do you usually plan your camp builds ahead of time or build spontaneously? What inspires you when building camp? I mostly build spontaneously. I often get inspiration from everyday life around me or by imagining worlds I like. When I get a new camp item, I might experiment with incorporating it into a build. A lot of the time, it really depends on my mood at the moment. Blacksmith. Are there any specific in-game items or mechanics you love using in your builds? My favorite item is the windmill generator. Just placing one adds motion, sound, a vintage feel, and a touch of flair to the camp. On top of that, it also provides power, making it really useful item. I also like warm colored lights like the cage light or lantern. I hope more items like this are added in the future. What are your top 3 tips for new builders just starting out with camp building in Fallout 76? First, don't skip adding perks related to camp. They make life much more comfortable. Second, don't be too greedy. If you try to put too much in, you will run out of capacity, and your house might end up without a roof. Third, have fun. The most important thing is to enjoy building your camp. Do you have any tips or tricks for making camp builds look more detailed or realistic? I haven't really focused on particular method, but I usually start by placing large items first, then add smaller objects later to refine the details. How do you approach space management and item budget when camp building? When an idea comes to mind, I roughly place items like a sketch in a manga. Then I place must-have items and other planned items to estimate layout and budget. Once I've adjusted for the camp capacity, I finalize the layout properly. Have there been any memorable moments or collaborations with the Japanese camp builder community you would like to share? I remember visiting camps that my friends and I built while voice chatting, debating, and experimenting. I still recall the fun conversations we had while creating them. Oh, this one is on water. You won a camp contest in 2021. Can you tell us a little about that camp and what it meant to you to win? I remember submitting the build casually thinking, let's just post my new camp on the official Twitter and see what people think. I never expected to win, so I was really surprised and extremely happy. It was a swamp plant house featuring a birdcage theme object. I was particularly touched when a judge commented, if I live in the swampland, this is where I would want to live. Oh, look at this one. It's like cyberpunk vibe to it. Almost like a street from cyberpunk. Cool. What's your favorite camp you've built so far and what makes it special to you? Honestly, it's hard to pick a single favorite, but the build that received the most feedback was my sushi restaurant themed camp. I was thrilled that people reacted so positively to my favorite food, sushi. I also really like my cyberpunk themed camp with lots of neon. It's colorful and visually striking. So I guess that's right, it was cyberpunk themed. What are you most excited about in the Fallout 76 camp revamp update? I'm most excited about the relaxed building rules. I can't wait to build under the updated rules, which should allow for much more creative freedom. So I'm guessing from this one that all the camps we were able to see on pictures were before the relaxing of the rules, so harder to build. Where can folks find you on social media to see your camp builds? You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at ShimoSushi. Everyone still calls it Twitter. X is just too short. Like, what's the name X? It's too short. It's not the name. It's one letter of the alphabet. So it's Twitter. And back to you in the chat. Oh, we have more memberships, this time from Spiteful Angel. Thank you very much for 10 membership donated. And those go to Acadian Joe, Adas Dobravolskis, Terra Nadir, Dat Fat Puro, Jack Hammer, Fredo Sus, Swiftboy 3000, Michael Small, and Holy Flamingo and Momo. Welcome, and may the shell be with you, everyone. Huge thanks to Spiteful Angel. And, oh, one more super chat, this time from Chessus for you, $5, and the message. Welcome to the 20 new members to Turtle Army. Join us right after this stream for the members only stream. Also, please hit the like button, everyone. Thank you, lot, Chessus, for you. And let me see what everyone is saying in the chat. Does the Crusader mod gives +1 to all... That's not done. Crusader mod that currently show on the workbench, that's related to future patch. It's not done. It was really bad when you probably can even craft it. It's not working very well right now, but that's not done. So we don't know how it's supposed to work, really, until it will officially appear on the public test server when it reopens. Then only we'll know. All the new names of legendary perks and descriptions that you can see when you open Workbench to modify your armor or weapon, those new ones that you cannot yet craft or unlock, not done. Early sketch. So I would not go by it too far. Maybe they will stay as descriptions say, or maybe they will be completely scrapped and replaced. Who knows? Giving a camp background story is easiest and most important to make it really good. Most likely, yes, I agree, Rascal. I agree. The backstory is important. Because that's a wasteland. If you want it to look realistic, backstory is important. Narniak is saying, step 1. Build collector and doghouse first, so they can constantly be in your way the entire time you are trying to build. Good one, good one. That was a sarcasm, of course, from Narniak, but that's what they do. Yeah, dog and cat, they will just stand in front of you as much as possible. Oh yeah, back in the days, Fallout was almost like one player game. There was no other human, nothing. You just emerged from the vault, and maybe you stumbled across some other vault dwellers, or maybe not, but there was no other humans. It was a different experience. I do not regret the fact that I'm playing from basically day one, and I was able to experience all iterations of Fallout. That was a journey. I'm not saying that they're supposed to revert it, of course, but that was a journey. I'm not regretting. They should add, like they took away Nuclear Winter. They should add, like, back in Time Machine, they should add the world that you could play like Fallout was on day one. That would be interesting. With all the rules reverted, so including open PvP and so on. That was, if you don't know, back in days there was reduced damage to other players, but you could absolutely kill random players, even if they didn't try to fight you back. So that was a wild wasteland back then. I did try to do PvP back then too. It was not appreciated. I did slay some people when I was trying to roleplay my raider character and attacking randoms and stealing their stuff. Pretty much not appreciated by anyone. Everyone was surprised. How dare you roleplay a bad guy? That's not appreciated. It was not a long time. Only I created one character like that back in the day. That was a raider and attacking other vault dwellers and stealing their stuff. Hopefully back then no one knew me. If I would try to do it today, I would be most likely kicked out by every community. Today there is no such thing anymore. You cannot be really a raider. There was a lot of problems back in the day with Fallout 76. And now, all those problems are gone. We have a new ones to replace them, so it's all good. New problems to replace the old ones. I will need to investigate more this stat log bug, and if I can find out how much more is or isn't affecting. But it's affecting something for sure. The stuff is happening with it, like the health bar and so on. It's definitely not purely visual. But maybe Ned Rage works even when it's not showing. That's possible. That I will retest. Oh, Vault 94 raid. How was it? It was amazing. It ate all my stuff. All the inventory gone. That was the Vault raid 94. The original Vault raid. Eating inventory. But not only that, original Vault raid was some fun. It was really fun objectives to do and to master, and it was hard, like, because it was timed. And imagine timed activity, especially on the highest difficulty, and all the lag added on top of that. Like, you almost done, you have like 10 seconds left, you just need to press the button, and you press the button and timer keeps ticking, goes to 0, and you failed because button needed like 15 seconds to register that you actually pressed that. So that was experience. That was something. Signals X1, thank you a lot for $10. Appreciate that. And the message is, thanks for all your hard work, Turtle. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much for support. I would like to have the Vault 94 raid back. Of course, hopefully a little bit fixed one that will not eat inventory. But they master already the instance interiors. It's no longer eating anyone's inventory. So there's no reason not to reintroduce it one day. Although they redid the entire location, they probably don't want to. That's one of the many parts of the content that was retired to be replaced by something new. What do you do when you don't know what to do? What do you mean, like in-game? There is always something to farm for. Or you can just go and take it easy. Like, if you really don't want to do anything, and you don't know what to do, go for a walk. Explore the map. Go into the areas that do not have any markers and see what's there. I was streaming that a couple times, and it took me like 4 hours to explore one area of the map. 4 hours per area. That's crazy. It's bigger than you think when you start going around and checking out what's in there. So it's bigger than you think. You can spend time there. Any other questions? Let me know. I'm staying a little bit longer to see if anyone has any other question. What about old two-shot explosive shotguns? So those were a beast. If you don't remember the old good times, two-shot explosive shotguns, the explosions, like back in days, two-shot was literally a two-shot. So your shotgun was firing double the damage with two-shot. Only one extra projectile, like all other weapons, but double the damage. And then explosive effect was additional 100% damage, so doubling again. But in case of the shotguns, it was per projectile, so 9 projectiles, so it was doubling first, then adding 9x multiplier, so basically two-shot explosive shotgun was doing 18 times more damage than regular shotgun. That was the power. Imagine 18 times more damage. So let's say shotgun was doing 100 damage, two-shot explosive was doing 1800 damage. Yeah, PvP was never worth it. It was like a roleplay stuff for me. I wasn't doing that to actually enrich my character. When I was doing that, it was just to be a raider and be a bad guy a little bit. Oh, Blue Player just turned Megavore. Awesome, enjoy it. Just don't forget it will cost you serum every hour. The 4-star mods are rarely sold at player vendors because they worth so much. The value of 4-star mod boxes are usually at 30k caps plus. Some of them, the very desirable ones, you could probably value at around 100k caps. The value will drop when more people will know how to craft them, so that's for sure. The value will drop, but as for now, those are very expensive. Keep in mind that it takes 120 legendary mods, like legendary boxes, legendary modules. Yeah, that's what the word I was looking. 120 legendary modules to craft one 4-star legendary. Therefore, let's say you estimate legendary module value as 500 caps. So multiply it by 120, and what you get? Like 60k caps. That's the value of 4-star legendary. Oh, chess is for you. Thank you a lot for another $2 and the message. I think you missed Doug's super chat. Did I? Wait, I missed any? Let me scroll the chat. Find it. No, I did read that. That was a long time ago. That was about Green Arrow. Yeah, I read that. That was about Green Arrow. I read that super chat. But thank you for the reminder. I did read that. I was thinking maybe there was one more. I read the one about Green Arrow. So 4-star mods will rarely appear because of that economy factor on the vendors, which is sad. Like Bethesda need to give us more cap limits so we can at least trade. So that would make sense if we would be able to hold way more caps. And sometimes people do sell those 4-star way cheaper but this is more like a donation than actually selling it. Like if I sell, let's say, pinpointers or polished or anything like that for 9k caps, that means I'm giving it away, but I set a price, therefore it will not be just taken and insta scrapped by someone, but maybe it's just enough price point so someone who need it buys it. So that's like giveaway. Selling good 4-star legendary for less than 10k caps, it's like a giveaway. It's way below the value. Trading 4-star for 4-star is an option, but we need a safe trade system. A lot of people is avoiding trades because you need a courier. And for me, for example, losing a 4-star mod box on a trade, it's not a big deal. I farm a lot, I have a lot of stuff, and I have you that are helping me farm quite often. So for me, losing a 4-star mod box is not a big deal. For someone who's fresh into Fallout 76 or fresh for vault trades, let's say did like 2 or 3 full vault trades, have one good 4-star legendary mod box and want to trade it for another good one, that's a big loss if they will get scammed out of this 4-star. So it's depends on perspective. It's of course much less of an issue for someone who has a lot, and much bigger issue for someone who has very little. Do the stealth buffs and legendary effects stack? Yes. Yes, they do stack. For some of them there is a limit, but they basically all stack. Yeah, the regular trade window with confirm button, yeah, exactly, that's all we need. It's not like a magic. It's not like super complicated stuff. The regular stuff like Roblox and other games for kids have. Yeah, the good legendary mod boxes are rare. Alright, so that will be everything for now. Therefore, I'll be heading for a member hangout to do our dailies and regular grind and maybe some testing. And everyone else will be live tomorrow to test my raid runner build. I need to give it a fair amount of testing, and as well those masks supposedly will be dropping from Alien Invasion. So I'll be trying for that too. So thank you everyone. See you all tomorrow. Have an amazing weekend and take care. Bye.